Yo, welcome back to the Peach Bros, and today I'll be talking about my draft for the ESC League. Now, right before we get into talking about my draft, I'd like to give a quick shout out to PenDragonDX, who made he made this intro, and he's pretty much going to be making all of the graphics for this league, excluding the team logos. So, great thanks and appreciation towards PenDragon. Really cool dude. Please go check him out. Link will be in the description. Now that that's over and done with, let's go into talking about my draft. So, for the first round, I really wanted a mon that can pretty much just go in, either sweep teams, win games, or just punch so many holes in the team where I basically just win with like any other mon. So, for the first round pick, I decided to go Talonflame. Now, Talonflame is amazing. I mean, he can be banded, he can be bulk up, he can be swords dance, setup sweep. Like, this guy can literally be so many things. He can even be taunt Talonflame, which like with full support, even to just shut down walls. Like, I love using Talonflame. He's pretty easy to use, to be honest. Like, I mean, who can't use Talonflame? Like, anyone can use one of the sets. Even if you can't use Talonflame at all, just use setup sweep Talonflame with swords dance and just destroy lives. So I pretty much drafted Talonflame because I know it's an easy pick, destroys teams, and it's going to be pretty easy to build team around. But it does kind of put a lot of pressure on me to draft Rock Ritter. So I'm going to make, like, drafting a hazard remover isn't too difficult because there's a lot in draft. Like, if you know all the mons and how to use them well, like, it's not too hard to use like a lower tier rapid spinner. So now I could get one. I could get at least one. So it wasn't too much of a concern. So I knew Talonflame was definitely a good round pick. So that's why I got Talonflame. Now, for the second round pick, I wanted to get someone who could go pretty decent with Talonflame. I knew Talonflame obviously could be a decent switch in. So I knew that someone who can, like, Talonflame could eat fighting hits and fire hits. So I was like, you know what? I'll pick Mamoswine up because Mamoswine actually goes decently well with Talonflame. It could provide pretty good synergy. Like, yeah, Mamoswine's a great rock setter, like one of the best probably, because he can easily take out like Landorus and Garchomp with just one Article Crash. Bob, get out of my face. It's just amazing. So I drafted Mamoswine round 2 because just mainly for the synergy. Now for my third round pick, I decided to get Shaman. Now Shaman basically has one job, to get rid of all bulky water types on the enemy team. Like, I know Talonflame and Mamoswine, like, Mamoswine is great as well because he has freeze dry. He can take out enemy water types like pretty simple. But I know he can't do it too well, and I don't want to be forced on freeze dry all the time. So I knew if I can just get one really good special wall breaker to just buff any water types, I'll be sweet. So I got Shaman just for that job. One job, get rid of enemy water types, easy. It could also be a decent cleric, healing wish. Like, come on, this thing has a few options that can be easily great. So for the fourth round pick, I was like, alright, so I don't want Mamoswine as my only rock setter, and I really want a good utility mon. I want to get a Heal Bella set right now. Sorry about that. So for the fourth round, I decided to get Uxie. Now Uxie is a great utility mon. Like, I cannot stress how much I love Uxie. I pretty much draft Uxie at least like probably out of 3-4 drafts I'm in, I probably draft Uxie. Like, seriously, Uxie is a monster. Like, Uxie can be dual screens, which just annoys everyone. It can be just one of the greatest rock setters. Like, it guarantees pretty much rocks on the field. Like, most of the time they won't be able to one-shot Uxie. You can just get rocks up, sack Uxie, get rocks up, easy, sweep with something else, done. It can also be Heal Bell, nice, good U-turner, slow U-turner. I love the slow U-turn into like Talonflames, nice, great, helps me out a lot. Now, that's pretty much why I drafted Uxie. So for what are we up to? Fifth round, there we go, I can count. For the fifth round, it was an easy pick, to be honest. I decided to draft Ditto. Ditto is my tier 4 pick, and for the I just don't want to versus Ditto. While I have Talonflame, one of the biggest problems would be fearing an enemy Ditto. So I decided to take Ditto so no one else could use Ditto against me. And besides, it really helps me not get swept myself. So I think Ditto is just a great pick, especially tier 4. Come on, that is some low key power. So Ditto pretty much speaks for itself. Just takes the enemy's sweeper, reverse sweep, easy. So for my tier 5, I drafted Lantern. Woo, now this boy was a low-key steal. Like, I'm pretty sure I heard 2 people at least go, like when I said Lantern, because boom, Lantern is a high powered tier 5 mon. Like it doesn't do too much damage, but come on, the synergy it provides with Talonflame is crazy. I got Volt Absorb, Water Absorb, easy. I can absorb water hits, electric hits, pretty much for Talonflame. Like Lantern plus Talonflame is just a given. Good defensive synergy, and it's also a good utility mon itself with Heal Bell, slow Volt Switch. Come on, it's nice. Like not all round, it just works well on paper. Hopefully I can use Lantern. I haven't really used Lantern that much, so kind of like if I can't use Lantern that much, I might have the free agent. But on paper, it looks really nice, and I'm actually pretty keen to try it out. Alright, so for my Mega, the Mega round was after I picked Lantern, I got choice for a Mega. I was actually like the second last person to draft a Mega, so I was kind of scared that my Megas would get taken. But I had a plan to get Mega Blastoise first, because I really wanted to try out Mega Blastoise with Talonflame, because at this point I didn't think I would get a good spinner. Like come on, I didn't draft the spinner yet, and I was thinking about drafting a low-key spinner, but because I got Ditto and UXC, yeah, I didn't get to draft the spinner. So I was like, damn, I need a spinner. But then I was thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my god, Mega Sableye has not been taken yet. So boom, I got Mega Sableye as my Mega pick. Now I'm thinking Mega Sableye's not bad, because that can at least bounce back rocks to Talonflame, and it can provide great synergy with the mons I drafted in a sec. So with that, like Mega Sableye speaks for itself. Come on, if you think Mega Sableye is trash, then you have not played Pokemon before, because like goddamn, going against a Mega Sableye sucks. So the only weakness has obviously Fairy. Talonflame, great switching, great pretty much bops any Fairy that can't, like, come on, what Fairy beats Talonflame unless it predicts the with like a HP rock or something. So that's pretty much, Sableye just helps with more synergy. Now here comes the free agent rounds. Now for free agents, I was actually really scared. I'm like, yo, I have no spinner, so that kind of sucks. So for the first free agent, I picked up Excadrill. I was actually surprised no one took Excadrill yet. I'm like, god damn, like no one's picked Excadrill yet? Yo, I'm taking Excadrill. Like the Excadrill plus Talonflame is like a given. Like boom, they go like 1 and 2. I mean, I could have picked Starmie, but because I had Lantern and I had UXC, kind of covered my water and Psychic types. So I was like, you know what, I won't pick Starmie. I decided to get Excadrill. That when I picked Excadrill, I noticed straight away, boom, Mammothsmite and Excadrill in the same draft. I was like, they're both good mons, but that's 2 ground type mons in the same draft. They kind of both do the same thing, but it's alright, because I figured that I could always free agent Mammothsmite later. There's some decent tier 2s left, so it's not like it's a big loss. But I just decided to note that I just increased my water weakness, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I think I definitely needed Excadrill, so it wasn't like a bad pick then. And I don't regret picking Mammo, because if I didn't get Excadrill, I didn't think Excadrill would actually last a free agent. So I was kind of surprised that it did. So I don't think it was a bad pick, but yeah, something to look out for, I guess. The next free agent, I got Miltank. Now, Miltank was basically to provide support for Mega Sableye. Like, not support for Mega Sableye, but like, the only weakness Miltank has is fighting, and that's a good switch. And Mega Sableye is probably like heaps good switching against fighting types. So I just felt like I could really increase my defense with Miltank. Also gives me another Rock Setter. So you can't really predict my Rock Setters. Like, I got Miltank, UXC, Excadrill, and I have Mammothsmite, so it's gonna be really tough to try and like keep rocks off your side of the field, brothers, because like I got probably one of the best in the game. So yeah, I definitely have no problem setting up rocks. For my next free agent after Miltank, I got Slurpuff. Now Slurpuff is a low-key great sweeper. Like, it does get most of the time he can't get the belly drum off, so he does get killed often if you're not careful. But I do know the power of Carmine's setup Slurpuff, so I'm going to use that a few times this season. And I know that if the enemy team aren't expecting it, boom, they're going to be in for a surprise. Now, if they expect the Carmine one, well, I could easily just run Belly Drum and just sweep them. So if they don't run the right walls to Slurpuff and I pick out the weaknesses, like if they don't have a decent Steel type switching, or they don't have a decent just switching in general that can like probably just survive and revenge kill Slurpuff, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble, because Slurpuff can easily just go Belly Drum, Drain Punch, get its health back, and then just sweep from there. So yeah, something to really watch out for. Okay, so for the last mon of my draft, I was kind of confused. I was like, okay, I need a tier 2, but there's no real tier 2s that I really wanted. And it was a 50-50 between Holucha and Breloom. But I was since I was figuring that I didn't really want 2 of my really high-powered mons being flying type, I decided to pick up Breloom as my last pick for the draft. Now, at this point, I was like, you know what? It doesn't really matter what I pick. I think my draft's pretty decent already. But I was like, I wouldn't mind having a good Spore mon. Spore is one of the most annoying things to deal with. And obviously the easiest thing to deal with it is putting safety goggles or Lumberry. But I mean, forcing items on opponent is just perfect. Like if you force them to prep in a certain way, that just makes it so much easier for you to predict them. Especially because if I can pick out items pretty nicely. I pretty much know most of the sets that my enemies use because I've versed pretty much like most mons in draft leagues before. So it's like I'm not like I can probably try and predict their sets. So catching me off with like Lumberry or safety goggles is probably not going to be too easy. And just in general, like come on, Breloom, Swords Dance, Mark Bunch, Bullet Seed Technician, it's just powerful, straight up power. If one week I want to decide to use Toxic Heal, mate, you're not going to burn me. Like Toxic Heal is just going to be healing me. I can just wall you out and just kill you with Breloom. Now, Breloom, like I'm not really a expert with it to be honest, but it would just be fun to use the season, try it out, and yeah, I know it's powerful. I've been swept by it before a few times, and just like I said, those stats, like I know for a fact that Sword Dance, Monk Punch, Bullet Seed, Technician, it's just powerful. Like there's not much walls to deal with it. So pretty much overall, now I can talk about like after talking about each one individually, I'm gonna talk about the overall of my like stuff in my draft. First off, offense. I think offensively my draft's pretty good. I could do a bit more on the special side because the only real powerhouse is Shaman, but that's alright. I guess I could try and free agents to try and increase my special offensive presence. I definitely think my physically my offense is great. I have pretty decent wall breakers. I could go for one more, to be honest. The main ones I would say would be Talonflame and Slurpuff and Breloom, but I think that's enough. But I'm probably going to analyze it a lot more in the next few days just to see if I want to finalize it for week 2. So yeah, that's what I'm probably going to be doing. In terms of balance, I think it's definitely balanced. In terms of defense, yeah, it's like come on, like Miltank, Talonflame, Lanturns, Mega Sableye, they're all like if you put them individually, they might not be the best, but come on, all together, it's definitely great. Like I could easily wall out some teams if they're not careful, but I guess the only problem would be is if I don't really if I get wrong predictions or if I don't use them well. So I'm probably gonna use a lot of this team in like just ladder just to practice, just to get used to it. So that's probably my only problem. I haven't really used too many of these months before, but I definitely know most of them are powerful. Especially like the ones I have used, like Talonflame, Mammothfire, Excadrill, Slurpuff. Like those 4 can just carry. So basically, that's my draft. And if you have any comments, please feel free to leave them down below. If you have any ideas for like free agents, well, I guess you guys wouldn't really know. But if you have any comments on my draft, if you think it's too one-sided in offense, special attack, defense, like if there are any problems, feel free to let me know. If you like it, please comment as well. And yeah, that's basically my draft for the ESC Season 1. So I'll catch you guys in the first week battle against my opponent, Cher. I can't really say his name. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the first battle. Peace.